right, so here we have Milo. I've already done his body, but I'm going to be doing faces for you guys today. I have this regular, she has 6 dogs, so we're gonna be doing faces on all of them. Body's gonna come pre-done, and we're just gonna focus on the face today. I am kind of in a rush today, so we're gonna try and get through this quickly. Got lots of dogs. I already kind of set the head, but we're just gonna go over that one more time. I'm using a 3/8 on him and his siblings, except one of his siblings gets a 1/2 inch, which is just 1 length longer. Set this up a little bit. I do have another one of his siblings in here right now too. I got Finn. Finn is the, I don't want to say the crazy one, but he is probably the most active out of all of them. Isn't that right, Finn? Yeah. So Finn will be next after this. He is all bathed and everything already. I just need to do his body haircut, and then I'll get his face nice and done. Actually, I'm not gonna do a 5/8. I'm gonna do a 3/4. Ignore my damaged case. Shit happens. Hi, buddy. All right, so I'm just gonna take this and I'm going to take it right down his head. And I'm going to kind of blend it into the ears a little bit. One more time. Make sure we got everything. And I'm just going to skim this down his sides. I'm not pushing all the way down, I'm just kind of skimming a little. Okay. Now, no, I don't normally wear long sleeves while I groom, typically, unless it's like freezing cold outside. But you guys can't, like, I do not represent my company. It is not my company, it's a corporate company. So yeah, if you think I look stupid, that's why, I swear. No, I don't usually look like this when I groom. Come here, honey. Okay, so first of all, we're actually gonna get his eye corners nice and cleaned out. I'm taking a 10 and I'm just going to get right in his eye corner. Like right in there, just so like I don't have to take scissors that close to his actual eye. And then we're taking some thinners. These are Foxy Roxy thinners. We're just blending this out just a little bit. I'm gonna turn the air conditioning on. Just a tad. It's hot in here. These hot breath dogs. Pull this down a little, get up in there. Now, one of the things that I learned with thinnings is, like, that helped me the most is probably that, like, the way you thin, like the direction you thin, very greatly impacts how it looks. Like, this looks okay. But I was told that if you thin with the grain, it blends. If you thin against the grain, it creates shape. So if you're a groomer, and you were ever wondering about that, I wondered about that for a very long time before I ever got a true answer to what, if the direction you were thinning in really mattered. Spoiler alert, it does. So just be mindful of that, you know, practice your shapes and stuff, thinning in different directions, see what works best for you. Right now I'm just creating a visor. Setting the visor really, and then I'm just gonna do that one more time, but I'm gonna take my curved thinners and we're just gonna go in there. And I'm going to even out the shape on the top of his head while I'm here. It still looks a little funky right here because we haven't done the sides yet, but calm down. We're getting there. My comb. Okay. So we have the sides. These are my request dogs. Like I said, I've groomed these dogs before. But I am constantly changing how I do my faces. Truthfully, like I'm constantly like, not upgrading, because that's a bad word for it, but like getting better. I'm just constantly trying new things, getting better, doing what I can to make it look like a perfect little teddy bear. So I'm just creating this round shape. As you can see, I'm cutting against the grain. Like I said, it doesn't necessarily, that phrase that I said does not necessarily always pertain to thinners. It could be with curves as well. Like you can see, I'm kind of setting shape with these curves, going against the grain. These curves are not the best curves ever, so we just do what we can. And I'm also like taking off length, so like don't trip out about that. We're gonna fix that, don't worry. Oh no, scary. It looks like I cut into the cheek. Yeah, don't worry about that. So I would like to point out that I'm not like pulling very much on his ear. I am stretching his skin a little bit, but not to the point where it's uncomfortable for him. Is this angle good? Oh my God, I hope so. Maybe down just a little. Hopefully that's good. Okay. I don't have that thing where you can look at your phone and look at what angle it is, so we're just kind of balling. This is behind the ear, right here. Okay. Yes, I know. Come here. And get all this crap from his. Yep. Just like that. I'm holding his mouth shut right now because the last thing that you would want in this situation is for his tongue to come out. So even though I'm like holding his mouth, I'm not holding it extremely tightly. Yeah, just holding it enough to keep it closed, not to cause discomfort. Yep. And a little bit more in here. I'm trying to get that shape and it's not coming. That right there. I know I'm not talking a whole lot about my process, but my process is kind of all over the place, which is not great for a groomer, I guess, but I just kind of do what feels right. You see, he almost tried to stick out his tongue there. We don't want that. That's not good. Okay, so that looks pretty good. It's not 100% perfect, but we're going to work on the other side and get it as close to that as possible so that we can match them up with the finishing touches. Okay, still okay on time. I would like to be done in the next 5 or so minutes, hopefully 10 at the most. I started this about 10 minutes ago, roughly. Probably not so much, but like almost. Taking off that full length with the curves. taking off that length. So the lengths are pretty good, pretty similar. We're just gonna take this off now instead of with the thinners. Thin it out after. Okay, let's just take off this length now. I'll do it like this. Keep in mind, the angle of your shears does matter. If you go at it like this, it's gonna be a lot harder to blend that, in my opinion, at least. That's what I've seen. Now, if you work at a corporate store, like a brick and mortar corporate store, very popular brick and mortar corporate store, and you're looking at my tools on the table and you're like, what are you doing? You crazy? Yeah, well, that's not a rule for me anymore. Can't lie, feels great. Milo, we're not done. I'm sorry. It feels great to just cause very rarely has a dog knocked my tools off the table. As long as you're keeping your shears closed and your clippers off, you're mostly fine. Just make sure you know your dog. If you don't trust your dog, don't keep your tools on the table. But like these dogs, they're fine. Milo, that one, maybe not, but like this one's fine. This is Milo, that's Finn. So now we're just getting that shape, trying to match the other side as best as possible. I know the muzzle looks weird, don't at me, I'm gonna fix it. Okay. Yep, I know, come here. Gotta be careful with his muzzle because he's got some, you can kind of see them. His teeth are kind of jacked up. So he's a little sensitive with his muzzle, but we do our best here, You're probably like, Jen, why are you using the back of the shears and not the front of the shears? Well, it just feels like, it might look like it feels good, but this just feels so much safer and so much better. And look at that. That's cute, right? We gotta go a little bit shorter though. A little bit shorter. Okay. Yeah, and then okay, now we got to do underneath. Trying to match up the bottom to each side. We'll really pull this together. Jen is hoping. Hold on. You gotta make sure to get this front chin hair too. Don't let it fool you. Really important. Okay, now I'm going to try and get the hair around his teeth, around like the front of his mouth. Look at how he is sitting. Why are you sitting like that? I'm sorry, you're very cute. Okay, taking our comb, being very gentle. Shh, shh, shh. I know. Okay. If you're new at this, please use your shortest shears or your smallest pair of straights. I know, I'm sorry. It's uncomfortable. Hold on. Hold on. Oh. Yeah, I know. Hold on. Okay, let's try this. Okay, that seems to be working better. Again, we're holding his mouth shut just for his own safety, so I don't, you know, he doesn't do what he just did like a couple seconds ago and stick out his tongue and then, you know, bad things happen. We don't want that. You know, we want him to go home with a tongue. That tongue, yeah. After this, I'm just gonna thin out the, like this part right here, because obviously it doesn't look amazing. So we're just gonna do this. He's got a lot of like gunky hair, but he's older, so not, you know, crazy or anything really strange about that. Starting to need to oil these shears. All right, let's see if I can fix that up anymore. Excuse me. Excuse me. That. Get a little bit of that right there. Excuse me. Thank you. A little bit of that. And it's pretty good on his face there. I mean, it's not 100% perfect, but you know, we aim for comfort, and I am very busy today. If I spent 7 hours on this dog, I could get him looking like a show dog for real, but I don't have 7 hours to spend on one dog. And now we're just gonna do his ears really quick. His mom likes them a little shorter. I'm really just gonna thin them out. They don't grow very fast. This is where his ear ends, right here. So I'm just gonna take my thinners and create a little shape. Excuse me, sir. Okay. Make sure that nothing is like super sticking out. After this, I'm gonna pluck his ears, but I'm not gonna do that on camera. If I pluck ears, that's a separate video. I absolutely despise plucking ears. That's my least favorite thing to do. So I won't put you through me complaining the whole time. You look up, please. Look at me. Wow. Wow. And then a very important part, don't skip this, is blending. I know it doesn't really look that crazy, but just blend the head into the body. Oh my gosh. Okay. And then we're basically done. I'm just doing finishing touches to make sure he looks cute. Okay, that's Milo. And then after this, we're gonna do Finn. Okay, here is Finn. Did his body. Now we're gonna do his face. He is really wiggly. So we're gonna do our best here. It may not turn out close to perfect, but we're gonna do what we can. So, contrary to Milo, who is more tame, this is what I'm gonna do for Mr. Finn here. Give me that. Get this as high up as we can. We're gonna set the head. Shh, you're fine. Okay. Same length as before. basically we're just going from the occiput, which is like the top little bump of his head, behind the ears, under the chin, and stuff like that. Yeah, all that good stuff gone. We're gonna switch back to our other length because I'm basically doing the same thing on all except one dog. Chill. Differences on him, you see his hair grows differently than Milo's. So we're gonna go with the grain here so it doesn't look stupid. Where's your ear at? He does have a mat on his ear I'm gonna have to shave out. I haven't done that yet, so we'll do that together. Skimming, ear, skimming, same as last time. We are going to go a little behind, like reverse right here though, to attempt to blend. Let's find the mat right here. You can kind of see that. We're gonna take this bad boy out. You can see I'm kind of cutting through the mat. I don't wanna, I'm trying my hardest not to take it down to the skin, because we're not brushing those out. Hey, look, you can barely even notice that it's gone. No mats on this side from what I remember, no. Okay, now we're gonna do the same process that we just did. Push this back a little. It's fine. Now, this pet parent, like I said, she's got 6 dogs. And you got me messed up if you think that I'm doing all of those dogs in one day. I've thought about doing all of them in one day, but then I realized that I would probably cry. So, no, we do 3 and 3 right now. I know. Nope. This is one of my worst pet peeves is when a dog does this. Yeah, probably one of my worst pet peeves. That, or when they dive, like they push their head down like that. Oh my god, please. One of the worst. I try to combat that by grabbing the opposite side that they like to lean, like on of their chin. It tends to help, but sometimes they're just gonna do it no matter what you do. So you just do what you can. Nope. Not like tugging on it, but just taking a hold of it, just so they feel less inclined to do that. But see, sometimes they're just gonna do it anyway. So you just do what you can. Okay. Contrary to what I did last time, I'm just gonna go straight in with my thinners here. Because he's got a very sharp angle for his visor, and I'm not trying to make that any sharper. Blending, blending, blending. We're gonna do the same on the other side. Stop, please. Got my pinky holding his friggin' head. Dogs that do this, that like they tilt their head like that, oh, they make my hands hurt. And I already have like a carpal tunnel issue, so it's kind of like the worst. But you know, it's a dog. What are you gonna do? You just kind of vibe. You deal. I'm gonna thin out back here. Okay, you can kind of see where that mat was, but don't worry, we're gonna take the length down here down so it won't be as noticeable. Okay. Ear. All that extra stuff gone. So one thing that a lot of people don't know is one of the not main reasons, but definitely one of the reasons why groomers do not brush out mats typically, unless they're really small or easy to brush out, is because like using a mat breaker, I don't think I have it out, but it's a tool that you like and it breaks up the mats, that damages the hair, right? And damaged hair is actually more prone to matting. So if you brush out that hair or demat that hair and you give it back to the pet parent who it could or could not be brushing, then the chances of that same spot coming back even worse, like worse, more matted, is high. The probability of that is high. So a lot of groomers will just shave out the hair that's matted because it'll grow back and the hair will be healthy. Like that mat is just gonna get worse and it's gonna hurt, you know, the puppy. You don't want that. You don't want to hurt the puppy. Another, well, the main reason that groomers don't brush out mats is because it can be painful to the dog. It's humanity over vanity. If you've never heard that before, that's a very popular term in the dog grooming culture, dog grooming world, is humanity over vanity, because a lot of pet owners, just a lot of them, mainly prioritize how their dog looks versus how their dog feels. And we in the industry try to advocate for them. It's really our job to advocate for them with people who are not as educated as we are in this matter. Now that's assuming that they listen to us. You know, a lot of people don't. People, like, specifically people in my company, the pet parents in my company, tend to listen pretty well. But I am in a like luxury mobile grooming type job, so people have the money to like get grooming every 4 weeks, and sometimes that can be hard, and for people who don't have that type of income, which I totally understand, but they just tend to take typically better care of their pups. Not saying that if you are not getting your dog mobile groomed that you're not taking care of your pup. That's not what I'm saying at all. I just mean they tend to like maintain them better because they get more often grooming appointments, even have baths in between their grooming appointments, or they have the money to spend on tools to maintain grooming at home. So, you know, my main takeaway from this little rant is listen to your dog groomers, no matter where you're getting your dog groomed. They typically know best, but make sure you're taking advice from a groomer that you trust. So there are some bad people out there, so just make sure you're vetting your groomer, making sure that, you know, they're good souls. Because, you know, I've seen some people out there who could stand to probably switch industries, truthfully. So just vet your groomers. Listen to them after you vet them, because as long as they're like, if they know what their stuff, they know their stuff. I'm yapping and I'm taking a long time. I gotta stop yapping. Excuse me. Thank you. He's actually not being as wiggly as he normally does, thankfully, but he's still a little wiggle worm. He was really wiggly for his body haircut. I mean, it's only 11:19, so it's only been like half an hour since I ended the last portion of the video, but that's pretty good. I'm gonna be out of here on time. I think I have one more after this. We're doing Louie today after all week. Sorry. Just a cutie. Yeah, you're just a cutie, Hoffman. Look at your cutie. Oh, yes, I know. We're doing Louie after this. Louie, I believe, has some back issues. One of them has back issues. It might be Leo that has back issues. But he is on some pain medication, so he's going last to give that pain medication some time to kick in. Usually we do them one at a time. but I pitched the idea of maybe having 2 of them in the van at the same time because I want to, you know, kind of speed things along. Please, my goodness. Because having more than one puppy in the van at the same time from the same family really makes things quicker for me. I don't have to clean up in between. I mean, I do clean up. You can see it's not that dirty in here. I do vacuum in between dogs, but I don't have to like clean so hard from like opening the door, because like if you don't vacuum and you open that door, all of the hair is going out of that door because of, you know, the wind and shit, especially like this time of year. It's really windy. That stuff is going out the door and there's no coming back from that. There's just hair all over the client's you know, driveway, street, and we don't really like to do that, you know. We don't like to make our mess the client's problem. Obviously, like I feel like that's pretty obvious. But anyway, but yeah, it tends to be quicker because I don't have to like wait or talk. I can just like, I can literally bathe one while I'm waiting for the conditioner, do the nails on the other, and it just tends to be a quicker process. I have some clients at my home where I do both of them together. They're little Havanese babies. I literally put them in the tub at the same time and I do them together, and it like takes an hour off the groom. It's crazy how much of a difference it can make. So anyway, I was like, hey, why don't we put all 3 of them in the van at the same time? And she's like, how about we do 2? And I was like, okay, I can do 2. So here we are. Finn, you're being so good today. Finn's usually like a crackhead. I mean, he's not exactly like a statue or anything, but if only you knew. Okay, let's work on your muzzle a little. Yep. Sorry, he's just being funny with his tongue. Can you put that down, please? Put that away. Yep, I know. He doesn't really like it when I hold his face like this, but it's gotta be done. I'm very sorry. Okay. Hold the face like this. Get that out of his mouth. Ugh. Okay. Doing some. Come on. All right. There we go. Getting a little bit of shape. I have to sneeze. There's hair in my nose. Oh my god. Ugh, okay. It'll come later. All right, make sure the front of your chin aligns with everything. I see that, don't worry. Eek. Eek. Hey, 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 no backing up. Hey, hey, hey. Okay. Hold on. I'm trying to look and see here. I also have to pluck this one's ears. I actually didn't pluck that one's ears. I forgot. So I'm gonna have to do that. I'm gonna have to put them both on the table at the same time and do that. Okay. Thanks. Blending into the head like we did with the last guy. Blending into the ears a little bit because it was looking kind of crazy. Okay, I need a second to not look at his face, so I'm going to do the ears really quick. We're doing the ears the same. We're just gonna take off the end. Can you look up, please? Like when they do that, oh my god, I hate that. I hate that. It's just one of my pet peeves for dogs is they look down or they turn their head when I'm trying to do their face, which is like whatever. Or they do this. And see, this is why I put him crossbody, which is what this is, so he doesn't choke himself out. He's not choking himself out. He's just trying to pancake. Thank you, sir. Okay. A little bit of the inside. Look from front. Please. Okay. And now we do other side. You might be asking, Jen, why are you using thinning shears instead of curves right now? Because I'm lazy. Because I didn't want to switch to the curves, and I was just going to have to switch back to these anyway because I don't want the hard line that comes with curves when I'm trying to do the ear. So the reason why I'm doing it like this is so he won't put his head down, but that's kind of futile because he's just going to do it anyway. So we just do our best to work around it. Are these the same length, please? Look at me. Are they the same length? This one's a little longer. Please. Just in the back here. We're just gonna fix that guy right there. Okay, and now brush everything. Take a looky-see here. Okay. Okay. It's a little hard to get this part because he's trying to put his head down every time I take my hand off his chin. So right here, just trying to get this nice and cleaned up. Gotta be careful with that part in the ear. Hold on. We're almost done, almost done, almost done. Look at me, Finn. Okay, pretty cute, pretty cute. It's so weird that he has just like this little like part down the top. It's so funny. Okay, I do want to shave a little bit more out of his eye corner actually. We're gonna do the same thing that we did on the other guy. We're gonna try and get this crap in front of his face. Okay, Finn. Let me do the thing. My fucking shears got caught. God. Stop. Stop. Stop it. You're okay. Okay. Now I'm just gonna use my thinning shears. Come here. Look at me. All right. And that is Finn's face. I need to pluck their ears still, but just in a, say like, it's probably gonna be like an hour, and then I'll be doing Finn's face. I'm hoping to be totally done here by 1. That's my goal.